Moondancer, Treehugger, A True Love by Switch Down. Sometime after that, Moondancer and Twilight became friends again. They have been writing each other letters and and even has sending the messages back and forth and learning about how Moondancer's progress is about learning new friends and about new spells. From time to time, Twilight sends her new spells that she had herself have been learning and then hopes that Moondancer can also be teaching herself about. And at first, Moondancer had sent letters back to Twilight that saying she has a very hard trouble to even understanding most of those spells, even though there are easier ones. So Twilight had offered Moondancer to visit her at Ponyville at her castle so that she could be taught and taught in those spells by herself. Moondancer had no trouble to go to Ponyville because she had already taken vacation from her work and she was so excited to see Twilight again than having seen each other for almost like a year. Twilight was so excited to see her friend again, and especially Spike. He hadn't seen Moondancer ever since the party and since they became friends again. Moondancer were really excited to meet one of her best friends again, but on the way to the train station, she actually met another pony who was also on the way to Ponyville. It was actually Treehugger. When she heard the name Twilight, she mentioned that her friend Fluttershy is a friend of her, and on the way to Ponyville, Treehugger and Moondancer sat each other next to each other, and they had a talk about their friendship. It seems both of them actually had something in common. They had some friends who is in common with each other, and they also like peaceful, not as much as interruptions or disturbance or any type of distractions. Treehugger preferred to be more calm, relaxed environment. Not as much, she's not as much as a big city pony. She preferred to living on the more countryside. So sometimes she visits some of her friends who lives in a more bigger cities, but well, she prefers to living more in the remote areas, like Ponyville or like Twilight as Fluttershy do. She lives in more outside, which is more relaxing for her. And at the train station, Treehugger said to Moondancer that she hoped to see her again sometime, and Moondancer smiled and said yes, that she hoped to see her again. Twilight went all the way to the castle, and she was so happy to see Twilight again. Twilight was so excited, and they didn't spend a minute to be just talking. First, they had some lunch together since the Moondancer hasn't been eating anything most since the breakfast. After they had been eating the lunch, they immediately started with their training on magic. First, Twilight showed her how the spell worked and how to concentrate in about the spells. At first, Moondancer had a very hard time to even basic understanding of the concentration, but after several tries, she managed to get the perfect. After nearly 10 times of the one spell and another, but she managed to contract the same concentration to spell over and over. At the same time, at Fluttershy's college outside town, Treehugger and especially Discord and Fluttershy have been having tea together, and they just had a great time. Discord and Treehugger have become good friends as well after the gala. After this gala, he felt guilty what he did to Fluttershy's friend. But after this, even Discord and Treehugger have become even good friends, closer friends. But when they were there, Fluttershy had an announcement to her friend that Discord and Fluttershy herself are married, well, will be married soon, and Treehugger could not be more excited for her. And they had hoped that Treehugger want to be on the wedding, and she hopes to be there. And around the evening, after Discord had went back to his dimension, Treehugger had been offered by Fluttershy to stay at her cottage since she preferred more calm and more remote areas to sleep on. And Treehugger didn't mind to have Suspid sleep there because they're good friends. Even at the same time, around midnight, Moondancer had a very hard time to sleep. Not because of that she had been training almost all evening with Twilight, with all the new spells she had learned, but they also spent a lot of time talking about her reasons for studies and reading about new friends, magic back in Canterlot. Even Twilight had been asking if she had find her special stone pony yet or something like that. But Moondancer said that she hadn't been focused on finding her special stone pony yet, only mostly for studies at first. And then Moondancer had been asking Twilight the same. Twilight said that she had found her special stone pony. It was a stallion from Crystal Empire, a royal guard by the name Flash Sentry. Moondancer heard about him and that he used to be in Canterlot before he was transferred to the Crystal Empire. They didn't speak much themselves, but they had encountered each other from time to time, and they know each other just a bit. But she was happy to see that Flash was something that Twilight could see with. But most of that night, before even Moondancer fell asleep, she started to remember her meeting with Treehugger. She had never encountered any other pony like her. She was so calm. She was like very outspoken, but mostly relaxed. Even she had mentioned that she could be this relaxed even in very conflict times. Moondancer, she was impressed how she could be so relaxed and asked her why something so deeply calm. Moondancer's own answer for her that question was actually meditation. Treehugger seems to is meditating most of her time when she hasn't enough friends or anything else to do. She meditates almost anywhere, either in the forest, or in where she lives, or just in a park, anywhere that we can find inner peace for most relaxing time. And she has been asked if Treehugger gives any classes about this. And in fact, Treehugger said that she usually do that. She often helps other opponents to find inner peace, or at least try to find some peace by meditation. And since that Treehugger is going to stay at Fluttershy's home for the next couple of days, Moondancer had been asking if that she could teaching her the same thing. And Treehugger had no mention, didn't mind of being teaching her some basic meditation training. So the next day, Fluttershy told Treehugger that she's going to be in Ponyville for several hours to helping at the local school where she is teacher. And at the same time, Moondancer asked Twilight where Fluttershy lived, because she had never been there before. And she mentioned that from the directions, like that she lived nearby Everfree Forest. Moondancer was curious why Fluttershy lived so close to the Everfree Forest, one of the dangerous places in Equestria. But Twilight said that she doesn't live that close, only in a distance from it. But still, he was just impressed that she was so brave enough to even live so close to most dangerous places in the world. But Moondancer thanked Twilight for the for how to describe the way there. So she went all the way to Fluttershy's cottage. She knocked on the door, Treehugger opened the door, and they start talking a little bit first before starting meditation. At first, Moondancer had very hard to even try to feel relaxed. She felt so intense. So Treehugger even noticed that and said that she could do some massage on her back that she would relax. And she did. Afterwards, they tried again, and Moondancer felt so relaxed it was never been so calm. After nearly about an hour and a half about meditation, they decided to have some lunch together, but they decided to have it outside because it was a nice weather. So Treehugger saw there was a small basket, she packed some food in it, and they decided to just go somewhere else. And they found a nice spot they had their lunch together. During this lunch, they even talked a lot about things from Canterlot, and Treehugger asked how skilled Moondancer in the magic. And of course, Moondancer told her that she's very talented in magic, but she still has much to learn. And she asked if she wanted to see something. Treehugger just nodded, and Moondancer started to use her magic to make anything appear. Like first, it was like butterflies, birds, even shapes like stars, hearts, even the sun. And Treehugger just stared at all the shapes that she was seeing. She was so impressed. But there was one thing that she most felt was actually her heart was skipping beats. For some reason there, Moondancer had actually made her fallen in love with her. After that, they decided to talk a little bit more before they had to go back to the cottage to do some more meditation. But Moondancer asked if they could do the moon meditation where they are, because it's very remote, there's no ponies in the area, it was very nice weather, and it's very calm, not much disturbance. Treehugger looked around and listened, and she was right. There was not much sound except from birds in the area. So they decided to try to some more meditation there, and after an hour, they felt even more relaxed. And then they went back to the college. And it said at the same time, Fluttershy had actually returned. She saw that Treehugger were with Moondancer. And of course, Moondancer was well known to Fluttershy from Twilight. They was just happy to see that she had met her friend. And Fluttershy asked what they had been doing. They said that they had been having lunch and just meditated, just to find inner peace. And Fluttershy was just happy. And for the next day, Fluttershy told Treehugger that she is going to be at the castle almost an entire day because she had a lot of work to do. And of course, Fluttershy was happy to see that Treehugger at least enjoyed her time in Ponyville, and especially with her. But then she asked if she's going to see Moondancer or anything today. But she shook her head that she said no, she will be mostly focused in meditation. At the same time, in Canterlot, in town, Moondancer was actually practiced with Twilight and Starlight most of the entire day with the new spells, and especially was very impressed how Starlight was able to make her own spells. She was impressed how to make so completely new spells and was so impressed. Even that, she was very curious and also felt a little bit jealous how good Starlight was in magic. She thinks she believes that he was even better than her in it, but that was not the truth. But over time, Starlight told Moondancer she will be skilled as her in magic over time. But the next couple of days afterwards, Moondancer and Treehugger actually spent a lot of time. And for some odd reason there, Treehugger decided to tell Moondancer how she felt about it. Even they had only known each other for a short time, and Treehugger was very surprised to hearing that Moondancer actually had fallen in love with her. Even they had just known each other for only a few days. But they didn't really they didn't actually say that they want to be in a relationship yet because they want to know each other even more. And of course, that happened. After they had been responding back and forward in letters for about 6 months or so, they actually enter a relationship. Around the same time after that Discord and Fluttershy's wedding, they actually went to the wedding as a date, but mostly as friends. But they were around the next year after when the both of them actually announced one thing to their friends, that Moondancer had actually asked Treehugger to marry her. Treehugger didn't mind to be with her, so she said yes. And they actually had the wedding in Ponyville around Sweet Apple Acres only about a few weeks after the announcement. At first, they didn't know they didn't decide where to have their wedding at first, but they decided at the farm, and they actually was offered by Twilight to have the honeymoon in Saudi Arabia for 2 weeks. That she would pay for this, the cost for it, and they were just happy to have this opportunity. So during their time in there, they actually was very impressed to at least to study the culture, the magic, and even felt really relaxed there. And after nearly 5 years, they decided that they want to have their own family. So they asked Twilight to help. And of course, Treehugger wanted to be a mother first, and surprise enough, she found out she's going to have twin daughters, which was very surprising to her, but both of them was actually happy. And then the day came when the daughters was born. Their first daughter was named Shiny Star. Shiny Star was actually very like her mother, calm, and she actually wanted to be a doctor when she grew up. And both her parents was actually supportive of her decision. And one day she actually became a doctor and moved to Manhattan, where she actually became a doctor and also became married and had two daughters of her own. Their second daughter was named Calm Star. She was actually like her mother, very relaxed most of the time, and she studied a lot about meditation about from her mother, and even to be she became a guru within meditation like her mother. She actually moved to Ponyville into town for starting her own meditation school. And she even got married at some point there, even had two sons and one daughter of her own. And when the twins were about 8 years old, Moondancer decided she wanted to be a mother herself, and she had her own daughter, which she named Sunshine Star. Sunshine Star was actually very like her mother. She studied a lot about magic, and she actually became the personal student to Twilight Sparkle, and also was actually her godmother. She was so talented in magic, and Twilight was so impressed of her. And she said that she had the potential to be a great miss, to be a great potential to be a teacher herself one day, or perhaps even be something more greater. And even then, Twilight had also granted her to be a teacher one of her own. And she did become a teacher. And she actually had become married and had three daughters of her own. And that's how Moondancer, Treehugger, for the True Love got a big family. The end.